When you go to teach starting a conversation, this too has a poster that goes with it, so you can have the steps lined out for your learners so they have a visual cue to kind of play on to look at. But first, as a teacher, model the skill and use think alouds. This is vocalizing each step in starting a conversation. That would be, okay, I'm thinking to myself, before I go and have a conversation with someone, I need to go back to what are my body basics. I need to make sure I'm facing the person, having eye contact, appropriate tone of voice, all of those qualities of body basics before I go and start the conversation. And then you go into modeling the appropriate and the inappropriate skills in those steps of starting a conversation. So that might look like modeling how to greet the other person. Then it could look like modeling using a think aloud, deciding what to say in your head. That might say, well, I noticed this person really likes cars, so maybe I should talk to them about cars. Then waiting for the right time, going in and talking about, well, if someone's talking with someone, that's not the best time to start the conversation, especially if they're in the middle of the sentence, but oh, here's a pause, I know I can go ahead and join the conversation. After you model each of those pieces of starting a conversation, you can go ahead and start assessing and discussing. Have the students identify the steps that were demonstrated and also identify appropriate and inappropriate behaviors. They can work on pointing out what body basics were used, what you used from the starting a conversation steps poster, or maybe you modeled it missing a piece and they have to try to find out what piece you were missing. After you discuss it with them and model it, the next step is role playing, having the students practice engaging in conversations. And our book does a great job of providing different scenarios, but one example is maybe you saw a good movie over the weekend and you really want to tell your friend about it. What are you going to do? And then have the students go through each of those steps and practice how they could join that conversation. Again, just like we talked about in Body Basics, where you can send home a self-monitor checklist, you can do the same thing with teaching a conversation. There's a contract in our textbook where they will have to monitor when they use the skill and check it off each day of the week that the skill was used. On page 98 in our textbook, there is a reproducible copy which you can use in your own lessons.